So why read Proust? In Search of Lost Time is a novel that's famously long. It's some 4,000 pages. It's famously complicated and difficult. And it's famously boring. An early publisher who rejected the manuscript expressed amazement that someone would spend 30 pages describing a man tossing around in bed before falling asleep. But it's also a novel that made Virginia Woolf wonder, after she read it, well, what remains to be written after that? And I think what she means is that in some sense, there's nothing left to write after Proust because it's all there. Walter Benjamin, another great reader of his, who also translated him into German, wrote, "There's never been anyone with Proust's ability to show us things. His pointing finger is unequaled." And Benjamin there is singling out Proust's abilities as a noticer, as someone who observes the most minute aspects of experience and encapsulates them in descriptions that are as lyrical as they are precise, so that as we read the novel, we're constantly encountering experiences that we recognize as utterly familiar, but that we didn't know we knew until he presented them to us. So in this class, we're going to work our way carefully through Du Côté de chez Swann, or Swann's Way, which is the first volume of In Search of Lost Time. And we're going to consider it from three kind of perspectives. We're going to look at it in terms of literary history. So it was published in 1913, which was something of a watershed year for modernism, and for particularly what has come to be known as high modernism. We're also going to think about Proust as a chronicler of European modernity. So we're going to look at it in terms of the novel's own social, cultural, and historical context. And finally, we're going to think about Proust from a philosophical perspective. He was deeply engaged with a history of philosophy, and we're going to examine his insights into questions like the nature of temporal experience and sense perception and knowledge, and of course, habit and memory.